Still a bit cold this early morning, holding on to a wind chill, taking us down to -10. More about that in just a moment.
Right now this morning, the iconic Blackhawk Bridge that connects Lansing, Iowa to Wisconsin is set to be demolished at 9:30 a.m. I'll have everything you need to know up next.
The hunt for the Brown University mass shooting suspect is over this morning. We'll tell you what investigators found that led them to him. Prices are up, but wages certainly aren't. Why your paycheck isn't keeping pace later in the newscast. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Friday, December 19th. As Christmas inches closer and closer, another week gone, we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's tracking the forecast for us. If you got some shopping to do today,
you cracked me up, man. What you just said right there was kind of like this. It's like 1 week is gone.
That's how fast it
there
goes.
we go.
Yep.
Yeah, we have some colder conditions this early morning. Then there's going to be some snow later on tonight coming into the morning for tomorrow. But for now, we're going to see temperatures be on the colder side, and then they're going to switch with the winds as well. The winds have been up to at least 37 miles per hour. They're gradually tapering down. Winds now have gotten up to about 25 miles per hour and continue to change as we go into the afternoon. You see them coming in from the northwest, and they'll go all the way into the southwest, and then eventually from the south. And that's when things begin to change. The high pressure starts to move on in. We'll also find ourselves getting into temperatures this early morning from the single-digit numbers to around -10 degrees for the wind chill, as that's what it feels like on your skin. -14 as you get into Eau Claire, and that continues on for the kids going to school this early morning. Similar conditions for that as well. So we go into how this all shapes up as we take a broader view of what's happening. You're going to see a gradual rise in local temperatures this early morning all the way to the afternoon. Then once we get into the evening and overnight, you're going to see those highs start to click on in. That's when it's going to happen for us. In fact, Eau Claire, similar conditions. You've got that colder air giving way to some lower winds, and then eventually you're going to see some cloudier skies as well. High temperatures today, they'll still reach from 11 up to about 24 degrees. And as I mentioned before, most of that coming in later on tonight. Holding on to Saturday, we're going to be on the milder side, eventually to cooler to cold as we go right through the next few days. It's a bit of a roller coaster ride as you go right back into La Crosse. We're at 34 to tomorrow, then 24 for Sunday, and then much milder as you get into next week.
Thank you, Art. Happening today, it is Demolition Day for the Blackhawk Bridge. News 8 Now, Seth Padilla is live in Lansing, Iowa with those details for us. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Alexandra. As you can see behind me, this is the iconic Blackhawk Bridge that's connected Iowa to Wisconsin for nearly a century now. And now that demolition is set for today, and the implosion happens at 9:30 a.m. Lansing has an 850-foot safety zone around the blast site, so you can expect road closures. Front Street shuts down at 6. Highway 26 closes at 8:45. And I'll actually be talking with the person who's pressing the button that is going to trigger the demolition. So stay tuned for our noon show on that. Live in Lansing, Iowa, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
All right, we will be watching for sure, Seth. Thank you for that. Now to some breaking news tied to the deadly Brown University shooting. The man accused of killing 4 people at that school is dead. Police found the 48-year-old in a New Hampshire storage unit from an apparent suicide. Investigators now believe he also shot and killed an MIT professor earlier this week. CBS News' Jared Hill reports.
Ending a multi-state murder manhunt. Overnight, authorities closed in on a storage facility in Salem, New Hampshire.
We got him.
The suspected Brown University gunman and suspected killer of an MIT professor found inside a storage unit, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
He was using a phone that was obfuscating ability to track it. He was sophisticated in hiding his tracks.
The alleged shooter, identified as Claudio Manuel Neves Valente, a 48-year-old Portuguese national living in the U.S. legally. Brown says he was a physics PhD student at the university between 2000 and 2003 before he dropped out. School officials say he likely took classes in the same building where he allegedly opened fire last Saturday, killing 2 students and injuring 9 others. Police say he's also believed to have killed MIT professor Nuno Loureiro Monday night. Both were in the same school program back in their native Portugal.
This was always going to be an investigation where something was going to break it open.
The key to breaking the case, according to a police affidavit, was interviewing an anonymous Reddit poster. 3 days ago, the person described seeing the suspect with a gray Nissan Sentra. Investigators tracked the car to a rental company in Boston where the suspect used his real name on the application. Authorities also discovered the suspect's storage unit in Salem, where his body was found.
Our work is not done. There are many questions that need to be answered.
Back in Providence,
there's a sense of relief in the community.
Steps toward healing. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And social media crocheting sensation Jonah Larson pleading no contest to sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl at a youth facility. Other charges, including bail jumping, were dropped in court yesterday. The judge also said if Larson completes a diversion program by November 2027, the case will be dismissed. Another News 8 follow-up, the La Crosse County Board meeting last night to consider treating hemp THC products like alcohol. Nobody under 21 could buy or possess them, and shops couldn't sell within 1,000 feet of schools or parks. The board also looked at new ATV routes near Onalaska. One of Wisconsin's wealthiest women just bought a piece of downtown La Crosse. Beloit billionaire Diane Hendricks' company, Geronimo Hospitality Group, now owns the Charmont Hotel. That hotel will keep its name. The new owners say they'll upgrade the restaurant and rooms. If your property tax bill stings this year, you're not alone. News 8 Now's Allison Ferget explains why and what lawmakers want to do about it.
The Wisconsin Policy Forum's annual property tax study shows trouble for Wisconsinites. Property tax levies will see their biggest jump since 2018. The main driver behind the hike, K-12 schools.
The school property taxes increased 7.8% on those bills. That was a very large increase, the largest one in more than 3 decades.
Summerhauser says the dramatic increase is partially because of a lack of funding for schools in the most recent state budget. And he says those property tax increases won't end anytime soon.
It seems very likely that we will see, again, at a statewide level, tax increases roughly of a similar magnitude 12 months from now.
Everybody hates property taxes.
And now Wisconsin state Democrats are taking a big swing to stop them from rising.
What this legislation would do would be to make Wisconsin the first state out of all 50 to totally separate that. We would stop paying for K-12 education entirely with property taxes.
Instead of using property taxes, Wisconsin schools would be funded through increased income tax for the state's wealthiest individuals.
We would add 1% to the highest earners tax bracket. We would create an additional tax bracket just for millionaires. So rather than asking homeowners who can often least afford to pay these property taxes to fund K-12 education, we're just asking the very rich to shoulder that.
If it passes, that means big savings for homeowners.
For somebody in kind of a median $170,000 home, that means a savings of $1,500. And obviously, if your home is worth more and valued at more, it could be much more than that.
It's savings that Clancy says are needed now more than ever.
People were most concerned about the cost of things and housing, right? And this is legislation that's really responsive to both of those.
Clancy says if the bill passes, it would have an immediate effect and help lower bills for next year. Wisconsin's minimum wage hasn't changed in years, but just across the river, workers are getting a raise. News 8 Now's Brooklyn Hine breaks down the numbers and the impact.
Starting 2026, the Minnesota minimum wage will be increasing. Meanwhile, Wisconsin's minimum wage has stayed the same since 2009.
Minnesota's minimum wage will rise from $11.13 an hour to $11.41. Meanwhile, Wisconsin's minimum wage has remained at $7.25 for over 15 years. Additionally, unlike Wisconsin, Minnesota requires servers to be paid the full state minimum wage before tips. In Wisconsin, servers can be paid as little as $2.33 an hour before tips.
I used to waitress in Wisconsin, and sometimes with the tips, it just offset and you ended up with zero paycheck. You would literally get nothing.
Job specialists say the current minimum wage in Wisconsin falls short of what many workers need to be self-sufficient.
Minnesota's increase in minimum wage will begin on January 1st, 2026. Reporting in La Crescent, Brooklyn Hine, News 8 Now.
And a big honor for students at Logan Middle School. La Crosse Area Water is naming that school its 2025 featured property for its 740 square foot rain garden that captures and filters stormwater runoff. Students planted it last year.
Noticed that they were implementing rain gardens and berms and swales and being able to capture polluted runoff in a really simple way and involve the kids every step of the way. So it was kind of a no-brainer to be able to honor them with a sign and some recognition.
The garden was created in partnership with Renew the Block with funding from the Youth Climate Action Fund. And Oktoberfest revealing its theme for next year. The winning theme came from Sean Hauser. It is from Bavaria to the Bluffs. The contest was launched last month, and people at the festival say a button design contest is next. This year's fest drew in about 48,000 people. Time now is 6:09. Still to come, AI is helping some jobs grow while others are left behind. Instacart users could get some cash and a pool recall to let you know about. And the U.S. is in an affordability crisis, even with small bumps in pay. We'll explain. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Country singer Keith Urban spreading some holiday cheer earlier this week when visiting children at a Nashville hospital. He visited the young patients and their families. You see taking some photos, giving some hugs, participating in all kinds of holiday activities, even leading a patient sing-along. And you see him here, the 4-time Grammy winner, even donating guitars to the hospital's music therapy program. As you start to wake up this morning, we'll leave you with a live wake-up call of New York, New York. You see the lights are shining, the trees are up. It's a very festive time of year in New York City, of course. Stay with us. Your Morning Consumer News is next.
Beef dreams to be slow roasted by Arby's, tossed in hickory barbecue sauce, and sold 2 for $6. Who are you to deny dreams? Arby's, we have the meat.
Dental implants are often the best solution to severe dental issues. If you have infection in your mouth, it does cause trouble other places. A lot of people ignore infection for way too long. And when they finally do something about it, they say not only do they like what they did here, but they feel better overall. In the end, you can have a smile you're proud of and a very healthy mouth.
We're an implant-focused practice. If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
The camper. It has been a reliable companion for your family's good times. But after years of use, it has shown some wear and tear. A broken window from an errant baseball, a couch that your dog allegedly chewed on, and an AC unit that doesn't work like it should. It's time to call Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. We have been improving your family's camper since 1970. Call us today and we will make your camper feel brand new. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford Crew Final Days.
Initiate Final Days protocol.
And just announced Final Days bonus cash. That's 1,000 bonus cash back, and that's on top of other offers.
Hurry! Built Ford tough trucks are moving fast. Ford SUV is almost gone. Built Wild Bronco family, adventure is selling quick.
Now lease a new Ford Bronco Sport for $259 per month for 36 months. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
It's time to wrap up your holiday shopping for less at Blaine's Farm and Fleet with great last-minute gifts at even better prices for all the originals on your list. Like 40% off Yankee candles, up to 20% off Christmas candy, snack tins, and collectible food sets. These mini snack makers, $9.99, and holiday ornaments are buy one, get one free. Plus, Blaine's gift cards make the perfect stocking stuffers. Find the value you need to bring a little more joy to your world. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
If you're not regularly treating your septic tank, you're risking a backup and significant repairs. Use Rid-X once a month. Simply add and flush to reduce monthly waste buildup by up to 20% and help prevent backups. Try Rid-X.
The Medicare open enrollment has now ended, but if your plan is being canceled, don't worry. You have until December 31st to find a new plan. At Strive Medicare, we bring over 40 years of experience working with Medicare plans. Let our trusted local team guide you to the coverage you deserve.
We came to Strive Medicare and everything was taken care of. A seamless experience.
We're conveniently located inside the Social Security building in downtown La Crosse.
Call Strive Medicare today. We're here to help every step of the way.
In our consumer news, if you're worried AI might take your job, new research says not so fast. Vanguard looked at 140 jobs most likely to be replaced by AI. They said things like office clerks, HR assistants, data scientists, and it turns out those jobs actually grew slightly over the past 2 years. Instacart, meanwhile, will pay $60 million to settle federal charges that it tricked consumers. The FTC says the grocery delivery company charged people for services without their consent. The refunds go to customers who were signed up without agreeing to it. Instacart also agreed to stop that practice. More than 13,000 Blue Wave pools are being recalled over a drowning risk. You'll want to listen to this. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says kids can use the external compression straps as a foothold to get into the pool. and possibly drown. The pools were sold at Home Depot and Lowe's, also Amazon and Walmart.com. Americans are feeling the pinch this holiday season, and new data shows prices aren't dropping anytime soon. Lee Waldman explains.
This week's November jobs report revealed Americans got a raise over the past year. Wages are up about 3.5%, but many people just aren't feeling it.
People just don't feel as confident as they used to, which is sort of a scary place for an economy.
Although Thursday's Consumer Price Index shows the rate of inflation actually slowed in November to 2.7%, that reading may be incomplete due to a disruption in data collection during the shutdown, and there still isn't a lot of wiggle room in people's wallets.
Things that we spend on a regular basis, whether we're eating out at restaurants, filling up our gas tank, paying for our monthly energy bill, it sort of wipes away the income gain.
Moreover, growth in wages isn't hitting all earners equally, according to data from Bank of America. Households with higher incomes saw 4% bumps in pay, while middle and low income households were just 2.3% and 1.4%, respectively. Economist Jadrian Wooten says inflation impacts how pay gains are felt.
Wealthy Americans don't spend a lot of their income on groceries, but low-income Americans who are spending a larger percentage of their income on groceries, if that goes up by 2%, that takes up a much larger increase in their income.
With softening labor markets, sinking wage growth, and prices still on the rise, the 2026 outlook for the economy remains uncertain.
We're seeing mixed signals, and sort of the optimism out of that is that it is possible that the inflation rate continues to come down, that the unemployment rate does sort of level off and start coming back down.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
Let's look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got an update on our forecast.
Okay, what do we got going on today? Some breezy winds that will switch out and go light later on as we go through the morning hours and eventually into the afternoon. Quiet weather right now, still holding on. The gusts have kind of started to taper down just a tad bit. 5 degrees for La Crosse right now, 1 degree in Eau Claire, and then 3 degrees in Winona. It is cold, that Arctic cold out there, and whatever little breeze is going on right now is going to make it feel a lot colder on your skin. We've been dealing with at least minus 10 to minus 14 degrees leading into the 6 o'clock hour, and that continues on as we roll right into it all the way into the 9 o'clock hour. You can see these winds begin to taper down. Eventually, as we get into the 11 o'clock hour, those winds go quiet for a while. They'll come back later on. We're also seeing the wind chill out there, minus 10 for La Crosse, minus 16 or 14 as you get into areas by Eau Claire, minus 15 by Ladysmith, and of course Sparta and Black River Falls, minus 8. We'll get back in how this all shapes up. We go right back into the 7 o'clock hour, not much change there. And then once we go a little bit deeper into the late morning hours, you're looking at least minus 4 to at least minus 7 as you go into the 10 o'clock hour when kids are getting their recess break. Holding on to lows this morning, you're looking at the possibility of, again, 1 degree all the way up to about 5 degrees for your day today, this early start this morning, giving way to the winds I told you about from the northwest, then switching out, coming in from the south west, and eventually coming out of the south, and those winds will quell as the high pressure begins to build for us. We'll also see most of that rainfall and snowfall that we had last night is up out of the way. It's going to the UP. We take a look at the clearing skies right now and continue clearing as we go through the morning hours gradually, but we're going back with more clouds on the way. It's going to take us back into partly to mostly cloudy skies to finish your afternoon. As we go into the evening hours, it'll go up to at least mostly cloudy to cloudier skies to finish out with more moisture trying to skirt along the northern tier of the state eventually as we go into tomorrow. That will mostly kind of push right back into areas right by I-94, getting to Ladysmith and Eau Claire. We have a lower chance of that happening for us, but we're going to see at least partly to mostly cloudy skies for the day. Temperatures from 17 to 24 degrees. Down there as you get into Prairie du Chien, 20 degrees there, with more teens up to the north there by Westby at 16 degrees under at least partly to mostly cloudy skies. Giving way to La Crosse, you've got some partly to mostly cloudy skies as you go through the day, and then finishing out in the evening with cloudier skies. We have at least 24 degrees for you, and back up to the north, you're looking at 14 degrees. So a lot of these highs today you're seeing are going to happen in the evening or at least tonight. We'll go right back into it for the north zone. You get right back into Eau Claire, you're looking at mostly cloudy skies there, giving way to at least, again, teens and some 20-degree temperatures. Holding on for tonight, you'll see those numbers. Now, gradually look at these numbers. See, you get into 1 degree, then you get into the 7:45 hour, you're looking at 1 degree yet again. You get back into the 10 o'clock hour to finish out for the morning, you're looking at 4 degrees, possibly in some cases or less. Then once we get into the afternoon, you've got at least 14 degrees. Not much happening there as far as warming conditions, right? Clouds come in, we go to cloudier skies by the 4 o'clock hour. We're looking at Winona at 18 degrees, La Crosse at least about 19 degrees. So we're going to continue to warm you up as we go into the evening hours, where the temperatures are already up to about 22 for Eau Claire and La Crosse, I should say. And eventually we'll see those temperatures get back into the 20s. We'll finish out going all the way how this all shapes up. What I'm telling you is the possibility of snowfall coming back again will warm you up tonight, getting into cloud cover coming back again for tonight, holding on to the possibility of temperatures in the 20s. We'll get into 34 for tomorrow, so bump it up even more so. We'll get all the way into some colder conditions for Sunday, and then for next week we start to warm you up in the upper 30s, then getting into the low to middle 40s as you get into Christmas Eve and Christmas. Be safe and have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you, Art. Well, 2 Wisconsin children have died from respiratory illnesses. We'll have the warning from health officials just ahead. And if you're tempted to skip meals before that holiday party, a dietitian says that's the worst thing you can do. More of her advice next.
The Badgers playing for a spot in the national title game. Highlights from KC, plus the Aquinas girls on the ropes in high school hoops action. The Blitz is coming right up.
This Friday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $60 you spend, in-store and online. Friday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Don't wait too long to finish your shopping. Wrap it all up at Fleet Farm now. This week only, holiday snack trays are 25% off. For your furry friends, buy one, get one 50% off all Kong treats and toys. Pop into Toyland for 40% off select toys for the kids. Plus, don't miss Milwaukee Deal Days, happening right now at Fleet Farm, the home of last-minute gifting for everyone on your list. And for even more ideas, check out our gift guides at fleetfarm.com.
Engines rev, are you listening?
Fun to drive, fuel efficient.
Such beautiful style.
We're happy for miles, driving in a Honda Wonderland.
It's that time of year again, Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda Wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Honda. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days today.
I'm Jordan Rudolph, and I'm the owner of Unity Fitness. As our mission to serve and help have a positive influence on so many people, we can't thank you enough for having our back and helping us spread that mission forward into helping more people in the area.
Thank you so much for trusting us with your goals and for 10 years of support.
We view people as more than a before and after.
We're in your corner through the ups and the downs that life has to offer because we know that they'll happen.
To see if you're the right fit for us or if we're the right fit for you, head over to unityfitnesspro.com today.
Macy's Great Gift Sale is the best place for last-minute gifts, like up to 65% off fine jewelry and up to half off fragrances and cashmere. Come in, experience the holidays, and walk out with everything on your list at Macy's Great Gift Sale, going on now.
This Friday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $60 you spend, in-store and online. Friday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Yeah, that's the stuff. The white stuff, to be exact.
Winter's here, and it looks like it's gonna be a while.
It sure is. And don't forget, when it comes to winter's worst, expect more from the best. First Warn Weather. First Warn Weather on News 8 Now.
News 8 Now, Sports.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, Mother Nature put a bunch of area prep contests on hold last night, but even with those icy conditions, 2 girls hoops teams that have been on fire lately were duking it out in Onalaska. Hilltoppers enter winners of 3 straight, hosting Aquinas, who's won 6 games in a row. Early stages of this one, Blue Gold's firing on all cylinders. Ava Fernholz gets the offensive board, kicks it out, and Liv Dickinson bangs home the 3. A little later, the Aquinas trap working like a charm. Sammy Davis coasts in for the bucket plus the foul, but Onalaska would find their groove at the end of the half. Natalie Marceau dishing it out to Kayla Kettlehut, and the sophomore is good from 3. Then with seconds remaining before halftime, Kettlehut returns the favor with a great feed to Marceau to beat the buzzer. Toppers close the first half on a 10-0 run, and we're down just 2 at half, but Aquinas outscores them by 13 in half number 2 as they go on to win 66-51. And the Badgers in search of their second national title, and Wisconsin came out dialed in the semis, specifically Carter Booth, the senior, winding up and firing it down for the point. Then later in the opening frame, Charlie Furbringer teeing it up for Mimi Collier in the back, and she sends it to the floor. And on set point, it's Booth. She's going to slide to the right and log her 7th kill of the set. Badgers dominate the opening set. Then in set number 2, after a minute-long rally, Kentucky gets it over and Wisconsin cannot corral it. Wildcats would take set number 2, but Kelly Sheffield's bunch would regroup in the 3rd frame and take it. Then in the 4th, Collier lets it rip from the back, and once again, same result. That was her 25th kill of the match, but Kentucky would go on to take the 4th set, and they complete the comeback, winning the 5th. 15-13. What a magical season for the Badgers. Have to be proud of a lot that they've accomplished. All right, that'll do for the Blitz. We'll see you back here later tonight.
More joy, more style, and more savings. That's what you'll find at King Furniture this holiday season. With our incredible stock of inventory, you can always find whatever you need ready for free delivery. And if it's a custom look you want, we have you covered. Shop our selection of England sofas and sectionals and choose from thousands of fabrics and leathers. Plus, when you trade in your old furniture, get a discount on new. And we'll haul away the old for free. There's no better time to shop at King Furniture.
Do you want free internet? Forever? You got it. Really. We mean it. Spectrum is offering free fiber-powered internet forever. Want it? Just call this number and switch 4 mobile lines to Spectrum for a lifetime of internet you never pay for. It's not a trial. It's an unprecedented offer. So we'll say it again. Free fiber-powered internet forever. Have you called yet? Because your internet is forever. But this ad ends now.
You came prepared to take on the pressure. We came prepared to give you none of that, just more out of buying a car. At Maury's West Salem Kia, you get our best price up front. No scripts, no side eyes, no 4-hour negotiations. Maury's sales team doesn't work on commission, so you get more help, less hassle. Need service? With Maury's, you get honest work done right. We even do more for our community. Get more with Maury's West Salem Kia. Visit mauryswestsalemkia.com.
The gift of relaxation and pampering is the perfect gift to give this holiday season. It is the Sue Colby's experience. The gift your special someone is really hoping for, and the gift she really deserves. Order your gift cards online today at SueColby's.com or pick them up at Sue Colby's Salon.
Did you touch the thermostat? Did you turn it up?
Of course not. Did somebody fiddle with the thermostat?
Dude, it's 85 degrees.
85? Do you have any idea what a couple degrees will do to our gas bill?
Why is it so hot here?
Someone turned up the heat.
What do you think you're doing?
I like to sleep with my window open. You are not supposed to touch the thermostat.
At Jolivet Family Farms, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Fraser for Christmas trees, wreaths, garlands, bows, fruit and gift baskets, gift cards. Buy fresh, buy local. Concord grapes, cheeses, organic eggs, honey, jams, syrup, pancake mixes, meats, pizzas, specialty chocolates, Wisconsin beer and wines, salsas. Dazzling crafts and decor items. Take home some pies, cookies, bars, and breads from our homemade bakery. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app.
Colder conditions yet again today with wind chills down to -10 to -14. More about that in just a moment.
Right now this morning, the iconic Blackhawk Bridge that connects Lansing, Iowa to Wisconsin is set to be demolished at 9:30 a.m. I'll have everything you need to know up next.
The hunt for the Brown University mass shooting suspect is over. We'll tell you what investigators found that led them to him. And 'tis the season for cookies, cocktails, and overdoing it. We'll tell you how to protect your heart at those holiday gatherings ahead. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. On this Friday, December 19th, it is just about 6:30 a.m. Hope your morning is off to a good start. Almost Christmas. The countdown is on. We'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. And with last night's small dusting, there's a little bit of white stuff sticking around for the vibe.
It is a little bit, but there's more to come, possibly up there by I-94 as we get into tonight, into the early morning hours for tomorrow as well. So we take a look at that. First we get into the wind gusts. They're holding on to about 12 20 miles per hour. They're starting to taper off now. As we get down into at least the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour, you're seeing them really begin to taper down to 16 miles per hour. And by the 11 o'clock hour, they're pretty much done. We'll see them possibly come back later on. But the winds, you're going to see them come out of the northwest, then change to the southwest. And as high pressure begins to build, they will change it to the south. Eventually, that means we're going to see those winds taper, so it'll feel a lot warmer on your skin. Lows this morning, though, holding on to at least 1 to about 5 degrees out there. And man, it feels so much colder on your skin. -10, as I mentioned before, to -14 for La Crosse all the way to Eau Claire. In other locations as well, similar conditions, -14 for Viroqua. As we get into the 7 o'clock hour for the kids going to school, eventually we'll go right back into a gradual increase of local temperatures. And as we go into the daytime, those temperatures are still in the teens for La Crosse and for Eau Claire. But once we take it into the evening hours, eventually we're going to see those temperatures come into the evening and nighttime. That's where we're going to get our highs. High temperatures today expected 11 to 24 degrees. When I come back, I'll give you a better overview of how this all shaped up for your day. So please stick around.
Thank you, Art. And speaking of cold, today is demolition day for the Black Hawk Bridge, and News 8 Now Seth Padilla is there. He joins us from Lansing, Iowa. Seth, it did not get canceled for the weather.
Good morning, Alexandra. The iconic Black Hawk Bridge that connects Iowa to Wisconsin is set to be demolished today. And as you can see, that is right behind me. It's been standing here for nearly a century. The implosion happens at 9:30 a.m. Lansing has an 850-foot safety zone around the blast site, so expect road closures. Front Street shuts down at 6. Highway 26 closes at 8:45. And I actually have the pleasure of interviewing the person who's going to push the button that's going to trigger the demolition. So stay tuned for our noon show for that interview. Live in Lansing, Iowa, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning. And
right,
yes,
Seth.
it is cold, Alexandra.
It is cold. Yes, you look cold. Stay warm out there, you two. Thanks for that. We'll head now to some breaking news tied to the deadly Brown University shooting. The man accused of killing 4 people at Brown is dead. Police found the 48-year-old in a New Hampshire storage unit from an apparent suicide. Investigators now believe he also shot and killed an MIT professor. CBS News' Jared Hill reports.
Ending a multi-state murder manhunt. Overnight, authorities closed in on a storage facility in Salem, New Hampshire.
We got him.
The suspected Brown University gunman and suspected killer of an MIT professor found inside a storage unit, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
He was using a phone that was obfuscating ability to track it. He was sophisticated in hiding his tracks.
The alleged shooter, identified as Claudio Manuel Neves Valente, a 48-year-old Portuguese national living in the U.S. legally. Brown says he was a physics PhD student at the university between 2000 and 2003 before he dropped out. School officials say he likely took classes in the same building where he allegedly opened fire last Saturday, killing 2 students and injuring 9 others. Police say he's also believed to have killed MIT professor Nuno Loureiro Monday night. Both were in the same school program back in their native Portugal.
This was always going to be an investigation where something was going to break it open.
The key to breaking the case, according to a police affidavit, was interviewing an anonymous Reddit poster. 3 days ago, the person described seeing the suspect with a gray Nissan Sentra. Investigators tracked the car to a rental company in Boston where the suspect used his real name on the application. Authorities also discovered the suspect's storage unit in Salem, where his body was found.
Our work is not done. There are many questions that need to be answered.
Back in Providence,
there's a sense of relief in the community.
Steps toward healing. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Social media crocheting sensation Jonah Larson is pleading no contest to sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl at a youth facility. Other charges, including bail jumping, were dropped in court yesterday. The judge also said if Larson completes a diversion program by November 2027, the case will be dismissed. The La Crosse County Board met last night to consider treating hemp-like THC products like alcohol. No one under 21 could buy them, possess them, and shops couldn't sell within 1,000 feet of schools or parks. The board also looked at new ATV routes near Onalaska. One of Wisconsin's wealthiest women just bought a piece of downtown La Crosse. Beloit billionaire Diane Hendricks' company, Geronimo Hospitality Group, now owns the Charmont Hotel. The hotel will keep its name. The new owners say they'll upgrade the restaurant and rooms. And if your property tax bill is stinging this year, you're not alone. News 8 Now's Allison Fergut explains why and what lawmakers want to do about it.
The Wisconsin Policy Forum's annual property tax study shows trouble for Wisconsinites. Property tax levies will see their biggest jump since 2018. The main driver behind the hike, K-12 schools.
The school property taxes increased 7.8% on those bills. That was a very large increase, the largest one in more than 3 decades.
Summerhauser says the dramatic increase is partially because of a lack of funding for schools in the most recent state budget. And he says those property tax increases won't end anytime soon.
It seems very likely that we will see, again at a statewide level, tax increases roughly of a similar magnitude 12 months from now.
Everybody hates property taxes.
And now Wisconsin state Democrats are taking a big swing to stop them from rising.
What this legislation would do would be to make Wisconsin the first state out of all 50 to totally separate that. We would stop paying for K-12 education entirely with property taxes.
Instead of using property taxes, Wisconsin schools would be funded through increased income tax for the state's wealthiest individuals.
We would add 1% to the highest earners tax bracket. We would create an additional tax bracket just for millionaires. So rather than asking homeowners who can often least afford to pay these property taxes to fund K-12 education, we're just asking the very rich to shoulder that.
If it passes, that means big savings for homeowners.
For somebody in kind of a median $170,000 home, that means a savings of $1,500. And obviously, if your home is worth more and valued at more, it could be much more than that.
It's savings that Clancy says are needed now more than ever.
People were most concerned about the cost of things and housing, right? And this is legislation that's really responsive to both of those.
Clancy says if the bill passes, it would have an immediate effect and help lower bills for next year. Democrat Joel Brennan says his leadership experience makes him the top choice for Wisconsin governor. He served as the Department of Administration secretary from 2018 to 21 and helped establish a $4 billion surplus. He positions himself as ready to battle the president's chaos and help solve affordability.
If you were one of 700,000 people because of the dysfunction at the federal level who quite literally couldn't buy groceries for a couple of weeks in November because of food share, like that's not a hoax, that's real for people in the state of Wisconsin.
For more on our interview, you can visit our website. And Eric Hovde won't be running for governor. In a message posted online, he said that now is not the time. The Republican lost a 2024 Senate race to Tammy Baldwin. He has not endorsed any candidate. Escaped inmate Matthew Mahoney taken into custody in Tomah after a multi-county manhunt. Police say Mahoney left Columbia County Jail Tuesday to attend a court hearing in Adams County but never returned. His sentence allowed him to leave jail for work, school, or court appearances. And a Wisconsin judge who made national headlines has been convicted of a felony. A jury found Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan guilty of obstructing ICE agents trying to arrest somebody outside of her courtroom. She was acquitted on a charge of concealing the man. Dugan faces up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Wisconsin's minimum wage hasn't budged in 15 years. It's still $7.25 an hour. Meanwhile, Minnesota just raised theirs to $11.41. That gap is even wider for servers. Minnesota pays full minimum wage before tips, but in Wisconsin, employers can pay as little as $2.33.
I used to waitress in Wisconsin, and sometimes like with the tips, it just offset and you ended up with zero paycheck. You would literally get nothing.
Job specialists say Wisconsin's current minimum wage falls short of what workers need to support themselves. GET middle school students had their STEAM Roadshow yesterday, where they rotated through interactive stations, flying mini drones, coding robots, and working on art projects. Teachers focused on instructional technology.
So we want our students to be ready to go out when they graduate from GT and be ready to take on anything. And we know part of that is problem solving skills, it's being creative. And we think opportunities like this gives them an edge as they work through our school system and then when they become members of our community.
The second day of the roadshow takes place this afternoon. And Oktoberfest revealing its theme for next year. The winning theme comes from Sean Hauser. It is from Bavaria to the Bluffs. The contest was launched last month. People at the festival say that up next is the Button Design Contest. This year's fest drew in about 48,000 people. In our medical news, 2 Wisconsin children have died from respiratory illnesses, one from COVID, one from the flu, according to state health officials. Doctors say it's not too late to protect your loved ones.
with the holidays coming up and the get-togethers with the relatives, friends, we really encourage people to get the vaccine for both COVID and also for influenza. It's not too late, and it's a safe vaccine.
Other ways to stop the spread: washing your hands and staying home when you're sick. And meanwhile, RFK Jr.'s Department of Health and Human Services may soon recommend fewer childhood vaccines. The agency is reportedly planning to overhaul the schedule, bringing the U.S. more in line with countries like Denmark. HHS planned to announce changes today, but pushed it to next year. It is the time of year when we tend to overindulge, but don't let the holiday season derail your heart health. Mandy Gaither speaks with a dietitian about how to have a heart-healthy holiday.
From cocktails to cakes, cookies and candy, if you tend to overdo it over the holidays, you're not alone.
We're burning less calories and taking more in, and that could put a toll on your heart health when that extends over a couple weeks.
Registered dietitian Sherry Gaw with El Camino Health says stay heart healthy this holiday season by prioritizing balanced meals during the day. She says not to eat less to save calories before an event or go to a party hungry.
That often backfires on us because then we were just starving at that point and we end up eating more. Plus there's of course foods around that are giving us, higher amounts of fat, sugar, sodium, and those types of things that we need to limit.
Instead, Goss says to eat a healthy snack before you go to a get-together, something that will give you protein, healthy fats, and fiber like yogurt and some fruit and nuts.
That should leave you feeling a little bit more satisfied so that it takes the edge off, so that you're not starving by the time you get there and you just grab whatever's around.
Next, prioritize healthy food choices. At a party, scan the table before loading up a plate. Watch your intake of alcohol and sugary drinks. They're empty calories.
Drink a glass of water in between each, sugary beverage or alcoholic beverage so that it can help us to slow down, drink less. And also that water that we're drinking, that can also help to fill our stomach too.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Rainey is 8 weeks old. She loves family and looking at Christmas lights.
Happy 8 weeks. And Bob is 88. He loves watching the Packers and spending time with his sons. Happy birthday.
Right on. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18 or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button. Stay with us. We've got Ruthie Chips joining us next. She's got some holiday gift ideas, from olive oil baskets to meal prep packs. She's here for Foodie Friday.
Time is running out at Howe's Diamond Jewelers in downtown La Crosse. These are the final days of the sale, with up to 80% off diamonds, gemstones, and gold jewelry. You won't see savings like this again, so come in now before it's all gone.
What home improvement delivers the highest return on investment? A new garage door. And the perfect door is a genuine overhead door, made to last right here in the USA for over 100 years. Overhead Door has been the leader in exceptional design and quality materials installed by trained, experienced professionals. Find your perfect door. Visit our showroom or go online to choose from an endless array of styles, colors, and accents. From our family to yours, Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
I'm Jordan Rudolph, and I'm the owner of Unity Fitness. As our mission to serve and help have a positive influence on so many people, we can't thank you enough for having our back and helping us spread that mission forward into helping more people in the area.
Thank you so much for trusting us with your goals and for 10 years of support.
We view people as more than a before and after.
We're in your corner through the ups and the downs that life has to offer because we know that they'll happen.
To see if you're the right fit for us or if we're the right fit for you, head over to unityfitnesspro.com today.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order,
scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
Time's running out to find clearance deals during Happy Honda Days. So act fast for our biggest savings of the season and get a great offer on a 2025 Accord, Pilot, or Ridgeline. All part of Kelley Blue Book's 2025 Best Value Brand.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the
With the push of a button, a lift chair from Economy Furniture makes sitting or standing effortless. Lift chairs provide gentle assistance, reducing strain on your back and joints, and helping you maintain your independence. From petite to oversized, Economy Furniture has a lift chair designed for your style, comfort, and lifestyle. Economy Furniture, rocking, reclining, and lifting in the Chippewa Valley since 1950.
Economy Furniture's for me.
Time is running out at Howe's Diamond Jewelers in downtown La Crosse. These are the final days of the sale with up to 80% off diamonds, gemstones, and gold jewelry. You won't see savings like this again, so come in now before it's all gone.
Well, good morning to you. As we get into it right now, taking a look at what's happening outside. La Crosse holding on to at least 5 degrees. 1 degree for Eau Claire, not much change there. And of course, about 3 degrees for Winona. Quiet weather still holding on, but it is cold, as you heard Seth mention out there. He's outside, and yeah, it's cold out there. Minus 14 to down to about minus 10 degrees. That's what it feels like on your skin with these winds that have been going from 37 miles per hour that have now tapered down to at least 20 miles per hour here. You can see locally, eventually get down to 26 as you get into Viroqua. This will continue to taper down these winds as we go right into the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour. And as that happens at least by 11 o'clock hour, we're pretty much done with the winds, but they may return back later on, coming back again all the way into the evening and overnight into tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. Hey, take a look here. We get to the wind chill, as I mentioned before, minus 10 to minus 14 as we go through the 6 o'clock hour. Kids going to school as well, similar conditions there. And eventually, as you go right back into the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock hour, you're looking at conditions to taper off. You're looking at least minus 4 to about minus 7 degrees to minus 8 degrees. We'll also find ourselves with the lows this morning at about, say, 1 to about, say, 5 degrees out there for you. And as we see the winds coming out of the northwest, they'll change, go to the southwest, and eventually be coming out of the south. And that's when high pressure begins to build. Those winds begin to back off, and then we'll see a lower, I should say, gradual warming getting into the forecast for today. That gradual warming will continue all the way through the evening hours and maybe nighttime as well, where we're looking at our highs to return by then. We're also going to be seeing some cloud cover trying to get in, but we're going to see some sunnier skies to prevail. But by the time we get into the late afternoon into the evening, this cloud cover, what's going to start to work its way in. We go to mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies, and then into the overnight hours by 3 in the morning, all the way to about, say, sunrise time for tomorrow. We're going to find ourselves with some snow up along areas along I-94. We'll get back into it here, partly to mostly cloudy skies with temperatures in the teens to the middle 20s, getting similar conditions as you go right back down to Prairie du Chien. 21 degrees there for you, partly cloudy skies. More teens up to the north, holding on to at least partly cloudy with, again, no rainfall, no snowfall, anything happening. The winds have tapered on, but they will come back later on. We'll hold on to the possibility for La Crosse at 24 degrees, getting back to Osseo, holding on to at least 14 degrees there. And up by Eau Claire, you have mostly cloudy skies under at least some 21 degree conditions for the day as you finish out with temperatures up to the north around 12 degrees. We'll hold on to all this as we go on. You can see these temperatures gradually warming. I mean that. It's almost like slow, sluggish paces as you go into it with increasing clouds to finish out the day. By the time you get into the overnight hours, the possibility of, again, snowfall probably getting down along I-90 as we finish out going to the evening hours. We'll take a look at your 8-day to find out how this all plays out for you. You're going to get into the possibility of, again, temperatures fluctuating from cold to at least moderate, and then eventually we'll see milder temperatures to continue for your Wednesday, which is Christmas Eve. Thursday is Sunday. Be safe and have a great day.
It's Foodie Friday, and the holidays are all about giving, but what if your gift could be delicious and healthy? We are joined this morning by Hy-Vee dietitian Ruthie Chips. Ruthie, you're going to show us a different approach to holiday gifting. Always lovely to see you. Thanks for being with us this morning.
You too. Happy holidays, Alexandra and Art.
Healthy holidays. Yes, that's a great one. So tell us a little bit about what we're talking about today, olive oil baskets.
Well, absolutely. Why not? You know, Mediterranean eating is such a healthy approach, and one of the bases is olive oil.
Yeah.
So why not do an elevated olive oil basket?
And yes, elevated olive oil basket.
Yes,
I love that.
And at Hy-Vee, we have our picks of the month with the dietitian's picks, and we have this month a really amazing olive oil called Graza.
Okay.
And what's neat about it, there's 3 different types. There is drizzle for drizzling on, never heating, just eating. So that's what we're going to test today.
Okay.
There's sizzle, which is everyday cooking. That's the yellow. And then the high heat cooking. You can now use high heat cooking with the frizzle with an F.
Oh,
for hot.
wow. Okay, they've got it all covered because
Yes.
sometimes the olive oil will start smoking, right? So this will help prevent that.
So you can get up to like 490 degrees. So you've got 3 different options. And of course the spray too, which is wonderful.
Okay, they've
so you
got it
can
all.
do that basket. What a great gift, and put in some kitchen tools or things. And then you can move on to an Italian basket or staying with Mediterranean flair.
Right here.
We've got some of our wonderful Hy-Vee bread, and along with that, maybe some roasted red peppers. We've got the olive oil again and some tomato sauce ready to go, kind of a meal kit. Right.
Yeah.
And here we have, we're also featuring a new meatball product, which is all the allergens, 9 different allergens are not in this product.
Okay.
So it's great for people that can't have eggs, can't have wheat. It's called Moulet's meatballs, and they have 3 different types. The one that is Italian is called Nana's meatballs.
Okay,
So,
nice.
and a little bit of spice, they're really delicious. We've tested those. So that might be something to include. Put a little ice pack with it, and you're ready to go along the way.
Yeah, I love that. I do baskets like this with beauty products. I never thought about it, for food. That's great. And people love to eat, especially this time of year. We always need, easy snacks to go. So that is a good idea, Ruthie.
So these meal packs will be for everybody?
For really everybody, yeah. And you could do a Mediterranean flair and do a hummus and pita bread and do that whole angle as well, and put some fun toys in there. I also put some gift certificates for Hy-Vee dietitian services. What a great way to do some healthy approaches as well.
Yeah.
We're also doing omega-3 is a test that we're doing at Hy-Vee, our dietitian services. We have a special this month, so talk to me about that. It is a test that really looks at a lab value that's not commonly done when you have your annual physical, but it reflects gut health and brain health, omega-3 fatty acids. And most of us aren't eating enough, and that test will show us, and then we help folks individually learn how to increase their omega-3s, whether it's through fish oil or other options, and modify their diet.
Like avocados,
if necessary. Avocados may have some, walnuts are a pretty good source, and the antioxidants that are in olive oil also may help lower cholesterol levels. So it's kind of a whole big picture of, let's just make it healthy, let's make it fun, let's gift something, that's beyond maybe the chocolate. But throw a little chocolate in there too, because there's some benefits there too.
Yeah,
right?
it's still good and delicious. Okay, and we're gonna try. I have tried this olive oil before. I told you I love it. It's really good. I love how the drizzler is so easy. This one is the one we're gonna try.
We're
right?
gonna try the drizzle.
Try it.
We don't want to ever heat that, and it's wonderful. So drizzle some on and let's see what you think.
And which one is this again?
This is the drizzle Graza, and it's got a fruity flavor.
Almost got it.
It's always fresh. It's not blended. You'll see the label even has when it was harvested. So it's picked and processed all in that same year. So quite delicious.
Yes, I know.
And you
I
smell
love
the
It's
aroma.
very easy to drizzle on. Love that. You can smell
it's kind of like a fine wine.
Yeah.
Fine olive oil.
All right, let's try this as we head out. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. You've got it.
Love it. The bread is very good too from the bakery. Thank
Healthy
you, Ruthie.
holidays.
Healthy holidays, everybody.
Cheers.
Stay with us.
Add a luxurious look to your home this holiday season. Give any room a fresh look with tile from Mohawk. We have over 350 in-stock ceramic, porcelain, mosaic, and glass tiles. Bring a handcrafted look to your space with Zalige Artistry wall tiles for 89 cents each. Complete your tiling job with mortar and grout from Tech. Power Grout is a professional quality stain-proof product that never needs sealing. Pick up a 7-pound bag for just $17.99 after rebate.
Imagine a checking account that not only gives you all the digital banking conveniences you want, but also helps you give back to the community. Wisconsin Credit Union's eSmart Checking is free with e-statements and also provides free ATM transactions, plus a free debit card that generates contributions to a local charity with every usage at no cost to you. But no matter which of our checking accounts you prefer, you'll be part of a credit union that always gives back to the local community.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays. The best friend.
Happy together.
And the first timer. The neighborhood hero. And the out-of-towners. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
During Chevy Red Tag, get 0% financing on this Silverado. That's over $6,900 total value. Plus, Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
These hands create. All of the materials I work with dry out my hands. If my hands get really dry, I can't do my job. I depend on O'Keeffe's.
It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief.
If it works for these hands, it'll work for yours.
O'Keeffe's is hard-working skincare.
Macy's Great Gift Sale is the best place for last-minute gifts, like up to 35% off Nespresso machines, throws at $14.99, and PJs at $19.99. Come in, experience the holidays, and get everything on your list at Macy's Great Gift Sale, going on now.
Welcome to Hotel 44 North, where history, nature, and hospitality meet. Nestled in the heart of downtown Winona, our boutique retreat features 76 elegant rooms, including 24 spacious suites with kitchenettes, perfect for weekend getaways or extended stays. Step outside to river views, blufftop scenery, downtown shops, and scenic trails. Inside, enjoy luxury rooms, a pool, and sauna, all backed by our best rate guarantee. Unwind in our cozy lobby or sift craft cocktails at Latitude Bar and Lounge. Hotel 44 North, your place in Winona.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day. Get it today.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
A 100-year-old California man is giving Santa a run for his money. Yal Hoke spends all year handcrafting wooden toys in his Garden Grove garage, like ducks, cars, dinosaurs, noisemakers. Every holiday season, he opens his workshop to sell them. This year, he says it's been his busiest ever. And it is 6:55 time for your morning news now. The hunt for the Brown University gunman is over. Police say they found 48-year-old Claudio Valente dead overnight in a New Hampshire storage unit from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators believe the Portuguese national killed 2 students and wounded 9 at Brown last Saturday, then shot an MIT professor Monday night. Authorities say the 2 knew each other from a physics program in Portugal.
As we look at how this all plays out for today, you're going to be seeing a gradual increase in local temperatures, but it is breezy out there right now. Those winds will taper over the next hour or two. Highs today, well, we're looking at least 12 or so to about 24 degrees. Eventually, that will have a gradual increase in local temperatures. In fact, by the time we get into the evening hours, you may see these temperatures show up for our highs for the day, believe it or not. We also have snowfall. There's a 20% chance for us, but a 30 to 40% chance for Eau Claire for tomorrow morning. That means a better chance of that getting down to the ground for areas north of I-90. We'll get into how this all plays out for Saturday. We're looking at temperatures from 20s to 30s, so milder conditions on the way. So looking pretty good as we lead right into next week as you're holding on to milder conditions, upper 30s to the low to middle 40s.
All right, turning out to be pretty mild Christmas, right?
It's going to be great. It's going to be drier for now. Most of that rainfall is well to the north up there by Lake Superior and stays that way all the way into Friday, possibly.
Okay, all right, looking good. Thank you for that, Art, and thank you for joining us this morning. We will see you back here at noon.